Well, in order to keep the North American Championship on Tuesday nights, it looks like Carmelo had a trick up his sleeve. Huh? Yeah, I know he didn't have sleeves, but just roll with me here. I'm John Renton with my review of WWE NXT 2.0. And yes, the North American Championship is staying on Tuesday nights. Hooray! Oh well, I mean, it's better than putting another championship on Friday nights when they already have devalued a couple championships they have there. Anyway, let me know your thoughts on this show in the comments, please. So, Legoland Phantasm decides to attack Hit Row in the NXT parking lot. Seriously, the NXT parking lot is so goddamn unsafe. They need like walls and walls of security just to keep people safe. It's fucking ridiculous. But anyway, everybody except Swerve, so not PN News, BFAB, and the Discount D-Lo were taken out, and Swerve is just left to take on Santos Escobar by himself. All by himself. He has to be all by himself. So then Joe Wayne Gacy is in the ring calling his fans his snowflakes. Yeah, we know what you're fucking doing, WWE. Vince, we know who you donated money to. Just admit that you hate a certain populace of people, not just wrestling fans, but a certain populace of wrestling fans. He's really trying here, but this just isn't working. It's just, it feels forced and ridiculous, and it's like, it doesn't even seem like he believes it. And, of course, I keep calling him Joe Wayne Gacy, because eventually he's going to snap, probably put on clown makeup, like Bill Skarsgård did in It Chapter 2, and just going to go, and do that. Wow, that's going to be something that people are going to try to gift. But anyway, he's going to go full on, killer and just go absolutely nuts. Maybe like Twisty in American Horror Story Freak Show. I'm just going to keep throwing out references because, honestly, NXT's fallen off a goddamn cliff like Homer Simpson did when he was lifted, airlifted, and then got bonked, 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 and fell right back down into the goddamn ravine. It did not look like he was getting bonked from what I was doing here. It was like I was handling Big E's big meaty men slapping meat thing right in my goddamn hands. Check out my Raw review if you want to hear me talk about Big E and his sweetness dripping down his nipples. Have fun on seeing that, or have fun seeing that. I'm not here to kink shame. So he's going to insert himself in the NXT Championship. Joe Wayne Gacy, not Big E. Even though Big E being a two-time NXT champion at this point would be fucking hilarious. Joe Wayne Gacy took on Tommaso Ciampa. Ciampa, given his beliefs, boy, facing off against somebody like Joe Wayne Gacy talking about safe spaces and all that, it's ridiculous. And okay, I don't really care. Harlan, that guy that, Parker Bordeaux, the guy that was not Brock, but they decided to shave his head and like, hey, let's not make him the next Brock Lesnar, which is probably smart. Don't try to make carbon copies. That never really works out in wrestling. He's just staring at Joe Wayne Gacy, and the match was fine. Gacy can work. Ciampa can work. There is no doubt, of course, that, Ciampa was going to win. Ciampa fairy tale ending. Okay, that didn't necessarily work. He got the victory there. And then Harlan attacks Ciampa. And then Gacy does this whole thing. Not quite the same as Roman Reigns making every fangirl and fanboy in some circles wish that they were Paul Heyman when he lifted his head up like that. But he did this thing where he's like brushing himself. It's like, and I will always keep you in my cult. That's probably what it's going to be. It's probably going to end up being like a safe space society. In fact, I could definitely see them calling it that. Man, safe space society. They need safe society. They definitely need guards for that. They could call them the SS. Moving on from that. Who are you, Chance? Directed at Harlan, a.k.a. Parker. And then Gacy is like all shocked. What the hell is going on? Then he's staring at Toxic Attraction with the madness. There is no sadness when they appear. JC, sweet Christ, JC looks good. Mandy has a striking look. I am worried about Gigi. She does not sound normal on her promos. She sounds off. Is she okay? Genuinely, is she okay? I met her at multiple indie shows. I don't know. Maybe she's supposed to just act really weird. So they say that they're going to take the title from Raquel, Mandy will, and that Io and Zoe, their days are numbered, being NXT Women's Tag Team Champions. Funny, considering that they could have switched the titles and had JC Jane and Gigi win the tag team titles, but they didn't. And now they're just suddenly the number one contenders again. Alright, it was what it was. And then Mandy says, we'll hold all the gold. They like gold. And then this Zion Quinn guy, Rock, stop thinking about it. I know you're thinking. Stop it. Get some help. He's looked up and down by them. They're like, ooh, we could have fun with him. It could be like Pretty Mean Sisters with their meat. You get that reference? You've been watching wrestling for a long time like I have. So, someone is coming to bury their past so they can start anew. It's probably Elias, because we don't find out if it's a man or a woman. I mean, whatever. I mean, if it's Elias, is it really going to fucking matter? Genuinely, is it going to matter? And I like Elias, but whatever. Who do you think the mystery person is? Zion Quinn took on Malik Black. Or Blade. Was it Blade or Black? I think it's Blade. Apologies. Some of these names are really stupid, so I just start throwing out other names. This Zion guy, he's dreaming of Zion awake, can't stop sleeping awake, and he has a striking look. There are some good clubbing blows. Malik can also work. He's pretty good. He does miss a missile drop kick, let's try that again. He does hit a missile drop kick, but misses another big move right after that because missile drop kick can't finish off a goddamn match anymore. Booker T did it in WCW, and then a flying forearm from, Chico Santana, California. Will you be serious? The flying burrito, flying jalapeno. That's what I believe Ventura and Heenan called the flying forearm of Tito Santana. So that was pretty much it. Qui-Gon Jinn got the victory. Qui-Gon Jinn got the victory. Let's just call him that, why don't we? Except maybe not, because Liam Neeson didn't, really have all that much to contribute in the second movie because, he got killed. So Ciampa says that he will beat Rex Steiner in 2 weeks. The Grizzled Hung Veterans are soon to be rectimized as being the tag team champions. At least you'd think they would have been, but they didn't win. And they challenged Ciampa to a match. And then Rex Steiner says, hey, I'm going to, I want you at 100% because I don't want to just beat you with my 66 2/3 chance. Oh, wait, no, I'm sorry. That's the other Steiner. He wants him at 100%. So he decides that he's going to team up with him against the Grizzled Hung Veterans. And that's it. So, here's Diamond Mine. Is Ivy Nile carved out of granite? Because she was just staying, on the ground, doing the lifts and everything. Power pack, impressive look. She definitely has the confidence. And Swerve then says that he will, unleash the darkness tonight. Come to the dark side, yes. And you know what? This is the kind of fired up Swerve that I like to see. Valentina Feroz taking on Ivy Nile. Ivy has a good look and has presence. This is going to take some time. The finish was a little bit awkward because she kept doing an impressive stretch, impressive torture rack, bending her and everything. I usually have to go to a different kind of website to see women bent around like that. Always delete your search history. And boom, boom, she does that. I think Valentina was trying to look to tap out like a few seconds sooner, but couldn't find it. She's like, I just tap out. She should have just verbally submitted. Would have worked just as well. But again, Ivy does have a good look. I don't get the appeal of Malcolm Bivens, so the guy certainly is fired up. And Strong tries to talk, and here comes this Ikemanjiro guy, and I checked out. I can't stand this guy. As far as his gimmick, I'm sure he's a nice guy. Can't fucking stand the jacket shit, all this. It's stupid. It's monumentally stupid. One of the Creed brothers, it turns out to be Julius. Let's hear it for the Julius, the orange Julius, except he's white. So it'd be the white Julius. This is getting weird. Let's just move on. He says he's always strapped. Okay, he is strapped and ready to peg somebody. Noah, stop thinking about it. I know you're thinking about it. So Julius Creed took on Ikemanjiro, and man, there was a clubbing lariat, 1, 2, 3. Good. The right guy won, even though I don't really care about the Creed brothers, even though they're fine. Kushida comes out to stop a beatdown and also gets beat down. Remember when Kushida left New Japan because he wanted to try new things, get out of the cruiserweight division, well, the junior heavyweight division over there, and face the heavyweights? Has he been doing a lot of that in the past year? I can't name a lot of matches where he's done that. Now he's teaming up with a goddamn comedy jokester. Honestly, if Kushida goes back to New Japan, whenever his contract's up, I won't be surprised. This is fucking embarrassing. Just goddamn embarrassing. Raquel tells Mandy, hey, we're going to spin the wheel and make the deal. Let's have a coal miner's glove on a pole match, and let's make sure that my snake turns on me. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. Halloween Havoc 92 flashbacks. If you've seen that, man, when your snake turns on you, you know you made some bad life choices. And also, whenever I see Raquel Gonzalez doing the title, the championship belt on her back like that, I keep thinking of Hank Scorpio wearing the jacket. I can't unsee it no matter how hard I try. And then Heavy Metal Von Wagner and Kyle O'Reilly, they come out, and then we go to Lash Legend, knocking Tony's D. That's really about it. She's knocking Tony's D, and man, you never want to knock an Italian man's D. Trust me, they prefer when you knock it and finish them off. Don't ask me how I know that. Heavy Metal Von Wagner took on Kyle O'Reilly. I have nothing to say about the Lash Legends show. Nothing. I was excited when she came along. I hate this. I hate these talk show things. I hate them no matter who they are. This Piper's Pit, this is not. By the way, Heavy Metal Von Wagner and Kyle O'Reilly took on Ridge and Dunn, which just sounds like a weird, British country group. Do they have British country music over there? Genuine question. Alright, it's fine. Match happened. Action was fine. It was fine. The work was fine. Von Wagner hit a double underhook twist for the win. Cool. Ridge is now tootling off to SmackDown, which, by the way, though, the Raw and SmackDown rosters, they aren't even finalized until the day after Crown Jewel. Did you know that? Because that's okay. If you didn't, WWE is going to remind you by beating it in your skull, ow, a few more times. And we go to Chase University. He yells at a guy named Brandon, says, join the dumbass class with Steve, or join Steve in the dumbass class. I don't care about this. I don't care. Chase you, more like F you. I don't care about this. I mean, the guy's trying, but this is dumb. This is really, really dumb. This is the kind of dumb shit that belong. If they still had their own network, if they weren't just on the cock, this is where NXT would belong. This brand of wrestling does not belong on mainstream television. This, to me, is just as ridiculous as a lot of the comedy you see in other companies. And if they're going to do stuff like this, they should not be on network television or cable television or whatever it qualifies as now. And Tony is standing there with his D all splayed out by the trunk of a Mercedes and says, well, I locked the producer in the, or Lash Legends producer in the trunk without saying he did. Man, let me tell you right now, a man's D just locked another man in the trunk or whatever, and he's going to have to use that D to get that man out of the trunk. What am I on about? I don't even know. I'll say this, Tony D'Angelo, he probably one of the best characters that they've, created from scratch, essentially. He's over. A lot of people like him. Let's see how he continues to do in the ring. So then Grayson Waller took on Duke Hudson. Grayson Waller is a former Golden Gloves boxer and compares himself as being a predator like Tyson Fury. Probably not a good idea to compare yourself as a predator like Tyson Fury. He took on Duke Hudson, who is a poker player. And man, he's just poking around everything. Has a full deck that he just slaps people across the face with. Stop thinking about it, Noah. And eventually, after tripping him off the ropes because Grayson tried a springboard, he rolled him up and got the tights 1, 2, 3. Duke Hudson, he was playing, were you playing 21? Because he had 22, which means he would have lost. So he actually played 21 and won. Anyway, Santos says that he will beat Swerve one-on-one. Well, Elektra Lopez, my goodness. Indy kisses Loomis and then goes to the ring with Persia. Not Prince of Persia. Imperium is here to implement the final phase of their plan to gain the NXT Tag Team Championships once more. So then Indy and Persia, that's a tag team that I wouldn't mind stepping on me. Shut up, don't judge me. Taking on Saray and Amari Miller. Well, Wade seemed to indicate that there was something up with Hartwell's juices, competitive juices. Stop it. I run a clean show, folks. And you're just tuning in if you think that I run a clean show. You honestly have not paid attention at all. But everybody loves to think about Indy's juices. Moving on, she hits a diving elbow, 1, 2, 3. Persia didn't look all that bad. They kept it simple. She's got a striking look as well. And then Io comes down. She's mad. And then she tells everybody she doesn't like them, including the fans. Probably including the cameramen, because they're putting her in a team with the oldest 27-year-old in wrestling named Zoe Stark. 27 looks 57. Then again, her way of thinking probably makes sense. Toxic Attraction shows up and we get a 3-way brawl. Oh my, man. I usually have to go to a different kind of website to see 3-way brawls like this. This is going to lead to a 3-way championship match for the NXT Women's Tag Team Championships at Halloween Havoc. And then Grayson is hating on women. I don't know who the woman was that was in the blue dress. Were you looking at me, Neil? Or were you looking at the woman in the red dress? I was. Look again. So then Grimes is wanting to find love or whatever. He wants to take love, no matter what, to the moon. And he doesn't know about online dating apps. Okay, so let me get this straight. This man made a whole bunch of money through selling stock and a whole bunch of stuff and bitcoins and everything. And he understands how to do that. He doesn't understand what online dating apps are. Okay, to the moon. So Grayson Waller, I assume, is going to help him with Golden Glove fisting to pound his way into the dating app line. Dating app, scene, whatever the fuck I'm on about. So, there's a guy named Solo Sikoa coming up. I actually probably totally butchered that name. Apparently he is the other Uso. I don't actually know the guy's last name. I'm sorry. Nothing against him. If that's going to get him on TV, it's going to have him step apart from his brothers and give him something to do, good. I'm just going to call him Solo. Swerve then blindsides Escobar before the match starts, and they have a North American Championship match that was certainly fine. It was fine. Swerve can work. Escobar can work. And I haven't cared about the North American Championship for months because I forgot it existed, because they forgot it existed on Swerve. So anyway, Swerve gets launched over the announcer's table after Escobar goes through the wall, through the ropes, to the goddamn floor. And then Swerve got ground down, but then comes back, chop, fast strike, kick, punch, it's all in the mind. And then a nice Rana off the top by Escobar, and then we get a frog splash for 2. Wild Mendoza show up. Oh no, it's supposed to be one-on-one, but that's okay, because Carmelo and Tricky Ticky Williams are here to even the odds. Why are they here to even the odds? Aha! He's got a contract to sign, or that he could sign for a championship opportunity, because we're going to come up with as many variations of the Money in the Bank briefcase concept after we totally butchered that whole thing the last few years. And then, Swerve gets victory, and then suddenly Carmelo is cashing in his, title shot, and he wins with a big axe kick. 1, 2, 3. North American Championship stays on Tuesday nights, and life goes on dull as before. Okay, the kaleidoscopic look still is freaking ridiculous, but we here at Price is Right Wrestling would like to remind you to keep controlling the pet population, have your pet spayed or neutered. Goodbye, everybody.